Lights, camera, action. Welcome to Fun Fresh Footy with Pete and Ash. G'day everyone, welcome back to Fun, Fresh and Footy, the podcast with terrible tips and great yarns. I'm your host, Ashley Krebit, joined as always, Peter Salter. For those who didn't know who we are, now you do. If not, welcome back to another episode. Before we get started, I just want to quickly get one monkey off the back, or chest, or however the saying goes. We want to say one thing about our multi from last week. We got 6 from 16. So, we've done better. I'm sure we've done worse as well, but...
Well, I mean, I thought we were on the up with the 10 out of 16 from week 1.
I know, it's a little bit of a 1 foot forward,
yeah,
6
you got.
steps
Yeah, what's
back.
the saying? You got to take some steps backwards or something to go forwards.
You've got to take some step backwards to go forward.
Yeah,
in the
full of
punting
steps
game.
backwards.
Life is full of steps backwards. But
You got to lose some to win some. Actually, as my dad always says, every loss is closer to a win.
There you go. So thank you, Scott. We appreciate that, and we're hoping that this week we're closer to that win.
Yeah.
We might even go a little bit more conservative because we have been a bit willy-nilly.
We'll talk to you about it.
We'll get
at
there.
the end.
But anyway, off the back of the multi, 6 out of 16, that's technically not a pass in the mathematical world, is it?
No. Don't know what the percentage of that is because...
Who cares? But did your week represent our multi rating?
Well,
If you had to give your week a
I
rating
would-
out of 16, how would you?
I wouldn't give it a pass. I don't think. Well, it's hard to say because about half of it was quite good. Actually, 1 to 2 days of it was pretty good, and then the rest bad.
If you're scoring last week, because we obviously meet every Wednesday, if you're scoring your week, the week that was out of 16, where would you place it?
I'm going to give it a 5.
Yeah, you know what?
I might even give it a 6 just so it represents the multi. I think the multi is almost bang on with how my week went.
Because there was some good.
Yeah, there was some good.
There was some good, but not enough.
Not enough. Not even close to enough.
Not even close
Not
to
even
enough.
close to enough for the bads.
Yeah, and I don't know why, because once again, Dr. V have jumped on board. They're sponsoring the podcast. 4 drinks. We've been over it a million times, guys. Bender, Karma, Siberian Rush, and Brainstorm. I don't know whether I have been drinking the wrong ones. I feel like my brain isn't... I need more Brainstorm, less Bender. I will be honest, but the Bender did help cure a what is it?
Bender.
Coming off the back of a bend. I gave myself a Bender, which sort of brought me back to life, essentially. Yeah. But anyway, we thank them for jumping on board. I wish they could help us with our multi somehow. But if you jump on their website, drv.com.au, use the promo code FFF, all in lowercase, you'll get 25% off. I'm going to start making some fun, more reels and TikToks. Actually, that's what you can all do. Stop right there. I'm going to put a pause and give you guys all a couple of seconds. Whether you're listening on Spotify, I want you to stop, like, subscribe. If you're watching on YouTube, pause, like, subscribe. And while you're at it, while you got this little bit of extra time to tick away, jump on our Instagram page, Fun Fresh and Footy Podcast, and we are now on TikTok. That's right. Your gal's on TikTok. Please go and give those 2 pages some love. So you've got about 20 seconds and we'll appreciate
Those
it.
apps are probably not even closed on your phone. Like if you flick up, they're probably still in your recently been in. Just like flick up a little bit, scroll to the side, bang, into that one, flick up again, bang, into Instagram. They'll probably your last 2 used apps other than Spotify listening to this, so just
Exactly.
flick back.
The only thing you're going to have to do is probably pause the YouTube, but I'm assuming you've already paused it, and I'm assuming everyone's actually already done that. So thank you guys, and thank you Dr. V for sponsoring the show. We super duper appreciate it. All right, we've got our 6 out of 16 note pass week. Would you like to elaborate?
Well, yeah. I remember, and everyone else will probably remember, last week we came onto this show and we both were on our high horses about the fact that we were having quiet weekends. I was like, yeah, going to watch Pernell play footy. Then I'm going out for dinner, probably, yada, yada. A mate's got a thing on Sunday, might have one or two there. Low key, I'm better than everyone now. I'm on my high horse.
Yeah, I've had my drinks. I ripped and teared. I went to the Cambridge. Yuck. I'm never going back there in my life.
Yeah. I was looking down on everyone around me that's still going out. I was like, I'm past it. My days are over. Like, I'm so much more mature than all of them.
So far up this glory hill, looking down on the peasants, the drunk peasants of the world, going, ugh.
Yeah. I was predicting the hangovers they were going to have and just going, haha, I won't be having that.
So what happened then?
Well, then I went to the footy to watch Pernell and I delved into a few schooners there.
Slipped.
Had a few gins on the drive home. Went to the shops and I was pissy, eh? Like the sun, I don't know if it was the sun or what, but I was pretty pissed.
Something about drinking in the
sun. I was
sun.
pretty pissy at the footy. And I was like yarning poor Nicola Roach and Dan's ears off it during the first grade game that I didn't catch at all. I know Annabelle left the footy because I was there for second grade. Annabelle left and we ended up leaving at halftime of first grade. And she left at the end of second grade. She's like, oh, how are first grade going? And I was like, I have no idea. I was literally just watching that for the last 40 minutes and I couldn't tell you.
There was a game being played here? I thought it was just fucking gins in the sun.
I thought I was doing a live show at the footy.
I thought I was, presenting.
Anyway.
I bet you were in fine form too.
And then we went out for dinner and got some burgers with the family and all the beers were not available.
Why?
I don't know. They were having a bit of an issue. I was like, oh, it's fine, love. I'll have a vodka lemon soda. And then I just didn't look back. I had probably 1,000 more. Ended up at country night at the Exchange. And the worst bit of that is, it was actually like a really good night. I ran into Brooke there, which I didn't even know she was there, which it was a very fun night. And everyone was like boot scooting and such. But like in the last couple of days, I had like actually that's what it was. I was watching a video of a seal flopping, doing the forwards worm. And I was like, oh my God. And I had like a flashback of me doing the worm at the Exchange. And I was like, oh, don't ever do that to me again. I don't want
like actually on the floor.
Yeah.
Oh.
I remember like getting up from it and tapping and just being like, so sticky, so sticky. Anyways,
it's nice to know that the nightclub floors of Newcastle have stayed the same.
No, they will always be sticky. It didn't help that I was drop kicking my plastic cups every time I finished my drink.
Where else are you going to put them?
Well, I'm going to hold it all night.
Where else are you going? I'm going to hold them. And there's never enough tables for you to place them on. And
there was no tables. I was in the middle of the crowd.
I was about to say, and if you're midst worming, where the fuck is a table to place your empty cup?
And I'd been drinking a fair while. So at that stage, Annabelle was like, come on, let's get another drink. Whereas I was just boot scooting and she's like, and we're going in a shout and I'll be like, oh, whatever, take my wallet. Like, you get us a drink. I'm just boot scooting here. Anyway, so I didn't even go to the bar to sort of put my drinks down for most of the time. So I had to sort of boot them away.
Willy-nilly put them where they needed to be.
Yeah, look, they found their way home, I'm sure.
I'm sure there's someone at the Exchange that's paid to pick up Peter's cups.
Sound like those old people that are like, this is someone's job. You're putting,
You're giving someone a job.
Or like people that like leave their trolleys and like don't put them in the trolley bay. They're like, that's a trolley boy's job.
That is a trolley boy's job. I was a massive offender of that at Market Town.
Oh, really? I will always put them back in the trolley.
No,
thing.
I always.
Unless it's ages away.
No, well, I don't know where it is, to be honest, because I just got so used to putting it in the same spot, like the bike, where the bikes, people tie their bikes up. Yeah. They look so similar, but yeah.
Honest mistake every single time I go.
I'm like, I'm not changing now. I'm set in my ways.
Yeah, other than that, I have just been catching up from that all damn week. I was feeling a little bit sick at the start of the week. I did a rat test every day for 3 days because I was like, surely I don't need to go to work. Surely I have COVID. I don't.
Were you semi hoping that you had
COVID? Yeah.
That's hilarious because I was like so semi hoping that I had COVID as well, so I didn't have to go back to work.
You saw me Sunday. I was so unwell. Like, I felt like death. And then it didn't improve the Monday. And then I was still feeling it a bit yesterday. I'm getting better now, which is good. But, like...
I'll be completely honest. When I saw you Sunday, and I don't know whether it's because you got there later than I did, or I had been drinking more full-strength beers than you before you had arrived, but I thought you looked fine and chipper. I do remember trying to have a yarn with you on the lounge, and I think you were just like...
You were talking to me and you said, I feel like I'm having a conversation with a sack of concrete or something. And I was like, yeah, I know.
My apologies. You're a great sack of concrete, by the way. The only sack of concrete that I would ever talk to.
Yeah, fair enough.
Would you forget it?
But, yeah, no, I've just been hurting ever since that day, so I wish
So how do we improve this 6 out of 16? Are you going to...
I'm detoxing. That is what I'm doing.
Are we making a fucking pledge? Like,
no, I don't like to make promises because I don't like breaking them. But especially because footy's back this weekend for me. It's my first trial of the season, and I don't want to drink, but it's the first game with all the new gals. Like,
what happens after the game?
What happens after the game? Liz is in town.
Oh, no.
You know, like...
The snitch.
What's a girl meant to do? Even though I did say here I'm going to detox because I've been a fat lard lately. I honestly have. I've just been, like, not caring. Like, I've been going to the gym and that. But, like,
Just
I've been
like
eating...
central.
I've been eating I've been doing, like... I've just been a fat lard, honestly. So, and also feeling terrible for my drinking. So, detox vibes is what I said, but... Fingers crossed I stick to that on Saturday.
Well, it's really funny that you say that because the sack of concrete that you were on Sunday, due to my efforts on Sunday evening, I was then also that same sack of fucking concrete on Monday morning. So again, as Peter just mentioned, we kind of pledged that we were having quiet weekends. I was adamant that I was having 2 beers at... What was the pub?
Great Northern.
2 beers, maybe 2 hours I'll spend max. Lily will pick me up. I'll go home, stay at hers, gym in the morning, fucking fun, fresh, flirty to start the week, you know.
Yep.
Nah, $15 jugs of super dry, which are cheaper, obviously, than buying schooners. I never drink super dry, really, because I get too silly on it. Playing pool, fucking absolutely whooping all the, like, young girls at pool. I don't know whether it's because I'm blind or just because I'm really good at pool, but all they really fucking sucked. Next minute, I'm trying to have a conversation with a sack of concrete that's just going absolutely nowhere, and someone goes, let's go to Wharf Life, and I don't know, 3-4 jugs of super dry deep by this stage. And you know what the funny thing was? When we did get to Wharf, I went to order a Great Northern Super Crisp, like our mother's milk, and someone called me a pussy and said I should have a VB. So next minute,
you're one of your friends or just a bystander?
No, one of the girls we were with called me a pussy and said that I should have a VB. I was like, oh yeah, Lil's favourite beer's VB. Anyway, next minute I'm fucking just deleting VBs like there's no tomorrow. Then someone alluded me to this vodka raspberry. No.
I'm like,
sorry, wait.
Please do not tell me this is the first time you've had a vodka raspberry.
Oh, you'll never believe what I just had. No.
It's spectacular. It's like vodka in a red drink.
Look, it was like that moment, but it was watermelon I meant.
Ooh.
Oh, fuck, that was sexy. They tasted like a sexy time.
Like vodka with watermelon soft drink?
I have no idea.
Was it in a cup?
Yeah, a little plastic cup. Whatever time we were there, everything was plastic. Lily, because she used to work at the wharf, I don't know whether I should disclose that, but I just have. She did say it's like maybe lemonade with like watermelon syrup or something. I don't know. It was fucking magical, but...
Yeah, was it pink or white?
White with pink at the bottom. Ooh. So kind of like, imagine...
That actually does sound delicious.
This pink, like a really nice soft pink. At the bottom, bubbles fizzing up. Yeah. Anyway, so shout out to the watermelon vodkas of the world. That needs to be a thing.
They're normally like cheap on a Sunday too, aren't they?
$6.50.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
You wouldn't believe
how many you pounded.
Oh, I don't know, because next minute I'm at the Cambridge. For the second weekend in a row. That's right, yeah. I'm at the Cambridge for the second weekend in a row. I'm officially the queen of the Cambridge, and I feel disgusting. Again, the floors were sticky. Nothing had changed. I couldn't be bothered phoning you. I was actually having a better time this time, but I did roll on into my partner's house at about midnight, woke her up for a yarn, which I don't think she appreciated that much, but I did want to tell her about how much fun I'd had. And just like I'm telling you about the vodka raspberries, watermelons, whatever the fuck they were, she needed to know.
Yeah.
Lucky I didn't do a fucking live on the podcast.
You might not remember that stuff the next day.
You know what I do remember, but I do remember going and sitting on her back deck and ordering myself a 3-course meal of McDonald's for the second weekend in a row as well. And let's just say I'm a fucking fat lard too, and I don't know whether we just needed to get this off our chest like really super quick and early in the podcast, but I'm feeling disgusting and I'm hating myself, and I've been to the gym once and we're going to be better, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Dr. V, back on board. I think we need to be better.
Well,
they tell us to be better.
They tell us to be better.
They help us be better.
They help us. And I think we need to start actually fucking putting that into play.
Yeah, they put down their end of the bargain. I think we need to bring ours and stop being fat lards.
Yeah, the fat lard shit stops now. The buck stops now.
Put me foot down.
Next week we may potentially have 6-packs. I don't know.
Well, I would.
Like we said, we're not making any promises. But
won't make any. I actually think maybe the reason that we both had such big weekends is because we got up on our high horses and said we weren't gonna.
Well, I'll tell you right now.
So I think I'm gonna just say I don't know what I'm doing this weekend. I don't know what I'm doing this weekend. All right, universe. I don't think I'm better than anyone else. I don't know what I'm doing this weekend, so don't make me go out.
Let's stop thinking that we're better than everyone, because that, for starters, let's preface it, we're not. We're actually fucking losers.
Yeah.
We're losers. And we're fat lard
also,
losers.
like, the fact that a couple of fat lards thought one weekend off the piss would make us better than everyone else is laughable.
That's hilarious. The universe is fucking giggling her little tits off right now. Between her and La Nina fucking our lives up. I'm on night shift Friday, Saturday, Sunday, so I have like literally no excuse to go out.
If you end up going out, like that is bad.
I'm doing overtime Sunday. I've literally cornered myself into Tomago, so I can't go to the Cambridge for if I get a hat trick of Cambridge weekends. That'll be, well, I don't know. I could be a completely changed person. Other than that, I felt like shit on Monday, missed the gym, but I went and visited Lillian Foster because she was working there this week.
Oh, you did end up going?
Did go. It pissed down rain the whole time, so as we mentioned, La Nina, she's also laughing in our face. It's just been like wet and there's like a nip in the air, like a coolish nip. Mm-hmm. One that you kind of sense and you're like, oh, yeah, I know what's coming. Yeah, winter. Autumn.
And you know what else is coming? End of daylight savings.
All right, I need to fucking spin one quick yarn. It's not even a yarn, it's more of a whinge. But so daylight savings finishes on Saturday night.
This Saturday?
Oh, yeah.
I thought it always finished on Easter.
Look, I don't know. I don't know the moons, the...
I feel like I always specifically remember being late as an altar server for mass on Easter Sunday because the clocks were wrong.
Look, now that we can like look shit up as we go, when does daylight savings end New South Wales? The 3rd of April. So yeah, Saturday.
Oh, okay. Well, I just told my sister.
So set your clock to Easter. Saturday. But anyway, I'll be at work on Saturday, and it's like the bit where we gain an hour, I think.
We go back.
Maybe we lose an hour.
Like... No, yeah, we have more time. We got to do more stuff.
Well, it's fucked for me because when it's 2 a.m. and going on to 3, it flicks. I go back in time. I jump in a time machine and I'm back at 2 a.m.
So it's a 13-hour shift.
Yeah, and then I've cornered myself into another fucking overtime shift.
Bruh. Do you get paid for the 13 hours?
That's a good question.
Hannah? I'm pretty sure the other day was saying at the hospital you don't win it.
Oh, look, to be honest, with the way that the universe is looking down, the way the universe is looking down on us, I highly doubt it. But it'd be really nice because I'm not better than anyone, and I don't deserve that hour. I don't deserve that hour pay.
I don't deserve to feel really good this weekend.
Nah.
And have a great week next weekend. I don't think that I'm better than anyone else that I don't think
I don't deserve a 16 out of 16 week. Ever.
I don't deserve to stop being a fat lard.
I don't deserve to have the #1 podcast in the world. Oh, fuck. All right. Well, is there anything else terrible did anything good happen, or is that it?
Nah, I think that's it.
That's it. All right. Let's fucking move on.
Better bring up some notable mentions.
All right. Notable mentions time. We have a few of note. Mentions of note.
Mentions worth noting.
Mentions worth noting. So we will kick them off. Do you want to go first, or we want to go
sure.
pound for pound?
Oh yeah, we could go 1 for 1 if you want.
I don't know.
My first one is basically, I didn't watch it because I was feeling sorry for myself. This wasn't even in the same time, but Australia won the 3rd test, meaning that they won the whole series because the first 2 were draws.
Yep.
And I think that's our first win in Asia.
In a while.
In a hot minute.
And it was Paddy Cummins who bowled the winning ball.
Yeah, and apparently Gaza Lyon had a fucking day out.
Yeah, so again, I didn't watch it. I stopped watching it because purely it was so
Those
fucking
first 2
boring.
tests were just terrible, but yeah, I kind of wish I watched that one now.
Yeah, same. I'm like, I really wish I watched that because I enjoyed the Ashes so fucking much. But yeah, I heard the same yards. Paddy Cummins took the winning thing. Usman got fucking man of the series.
Uzi was man of the series.
We all just I know exactly what you're relaying this from. And Gazzo took 5 wickets.
No, Uzi was man of the series. He had his average for the series is 156 or something.
Yeah, it was disgustingly good.
Ridiculous.
We say disgusting in a good way.
Yeah, it was great.
So congratulations, boys. Just absolutely ripping and tearing. Do you want me to go?
Yeah.
And just another sporty one. Mitch Barnett, who plays for the Newcastle Knights. I'm pretty sure everyone would have seen it. It's been on the news, radio, now on this podcast. His little brain snap the other night where he just elbowed Penrith player Chris Smith without the ball. He got a 6-week suspension, which I think is... I think that's fair.
Yeah. It is probably a touch light. I don't know, Chris Smith is now concussed and missing a week.
Yeah, no, it's... Because I watched the Matty John show the other night, and it was kind of funny because they had Latrell on the show and they're sort of talking about this and they're like, yeah, he'll definitely get 6 weeks. And you could just kind of see Latrell just sitting there being like, I accidentally broke someone's face and got 6 weeks.
Yeah.
This guy should definitely get 6 weeks.
Yeah, bloody oath.
So that was a brain fart, and we don't like to see that in the game. We don't want stupid shit like that because, as Peter said, now poor Chris Smith missed a week.
Yeah. Yeah, and as someone who has suffered from a lot of concussions,
this concussion,
it actually that sucks for him. If he's got a history of them, that could last a lot longer, and also now he's more susceptible to getting them in the future, because of nothing. If he just didn't poke his arm out, if it happens in the play of game, you're just I play this game, but someone deliberately coming out and doing it to you, it's a bit
this is not MMA or fucking UFC or whatever it is.
Nah, I would be if I got another concussion from someone running past and hitting me in the head, I would be pissed off.
I'll be pissed off too because it affects everything we do here. All right, what else have you got?
What else? Oh, we were talking about it before. Oh, maybe I was talking about that with someone else. Anyways, Millie Boyle and Darius Boyd both passed SAS. And I think another girl did too, but very cool.
That's mad. I did see that. And you know what? I got so into the first season and then my life just gets so freaking hectic. And I forget to watch things, except for Euphoria. But even that, I'm forcing myself to fucking watch that as well.
I also don't have a normal TV. I only have Netflix and that, so it's just such an effort to watch. It's not just on, it's not just sitting on. Whereas when I'm living at my mum and dad's, they just have these little things playing. It's just on in the background. So you're oh,
that's on. I can
You're walking past and you're sitting on your phone or something. You're oh, what's that on the TV?
That's on.
But, it doesn't happen.
That's fucking mad. I listened to a podcast that Millie Boyle did with someone I can't remember, and she was talking about her experience with SAS. Couldn't give too much away. Yep. I'm guessing she was super deep into the finals or whatever. But man, it sounds just now we're talking about disgusting in a bad way. It sounded disgusting, like the shit that they had to do and like the food that they eat. Like they would just be starving constantly. Apparently they're like wet and cold constantly. Like nothing dries and
Wet and cold would really irk me. I could deal with the like shit food. Like
yeah, I did. I just ate it.
it looked like it was just porridge and stuff, mostly for brekkies and that. I'm like,
porridge and a boiled egg or something maybe.
That'll do.
That'll do. Look, but fucking wet.
Being cold and wet, that is a
and
whole
then a 20 kilo
ballgame.
backpack or Birkin or whatever they're called. Ugh.
Do they not get trench foot?
Look, I don't know. If Millie, reach out. Or
But-
Darius.
I don't know. Like, impressive that 3 of them passed, because obviously Sam's season,
got-
he was the only one that passed.
And we've got 3 NRL players,
Yeah.
which is just
Like,
like...
them tough.
It means we are tough and it's the greatest game in the world. I might get my other sport one out of the way. So Buddy Franklin, who plays for the Sydney Swans, kicked his 1,000th career goal on Friday night. Their win against, I have no idea against who. Not really into the AFL, but I thought that was awesome. The funniest part was the hooligan, Alex Wheeler, his name is. He kind of like dove across like 4 sets of seats to actually like grab it, and his mate filmed it on camera as well. So that was like super impressive. And then there's just been yarns going around. He's been on the news and radio and other podcasts and stuff, and he did return the ball. But it was just...
I don't know if I would,
Well, I think guilt got to him. I think the guilt got to him because, like, apparently someone tried to, like, steal it off him on the field. And,
Yeah, I heard that.
But he got the endorsements, bud. He got, like, a 5-year membership for the Swans, the SCG, another signed ball, boots and a jersey.
Fair. Actually, I prefer that.
Imagine a 5-year membership at the SCG. Us in the members area.
Yeah, because SCG memberships are, like...
A lot.
Expensive.
And Liz the snitch was also saying, apparently you've got to be, like, on a wait list for, like, 6 decades.
Yeah, it's, like, bougie.
It's bougie as fuck. We probably wouldn't fit in, actually.
I probably wouldn't want to sit there. Not when those seats were in the Ashes that were, like, the best seats I've ever sat in.
Oh, don't. We can't even bring that up. Yeah, anyway, congratulations, buddy. Good work, mate.
I was listening to a thing today, and apparently, like, ScoMo had an interview, and he was like, his solution for people sort of, you know, fighting with the cost of living going up and the cost of renting going up, and his solution was buy a house.
Are you fucking kidding?
No.
So
it was like, yeah, so if it's like if you're struggling with the prices of renting, like you should buy a house.
So what? Okay, hold on. Because I actually had like, I'm not going to go into it because we don't have enough time, but I had like the world's biggest fucking tears panic about buying a house today. And houses, 1, are fucking expensive. 2, how is that going to affect the price of fuel and food?
Well, it's funny. I don't know if you ever watched the show The Chasers War and Everything. It was like a super old show. It was kind of like, it was hilarious, but it was like politically fueled. It was so funny.
Yeah.
I used to watch it when I was younger, and they have an Instagram now, and I started following their Instagram, and they put up a thing like people who are struggling with the cost of fuel should just buy themselves an oil company.
That actually, they might be onto something.
But yeah, I just thought it was funny, especially because don't know how true this is, but I was also like watched some post about, it was like this thing that was like the 6 things that came out, because you know they've done the big budget. It's like the 6 things that are in the budget that you don't know about. It was a little sneaky.
The budget
ones.
like confuses me because I'm like, is that the government that's in now or the government that we could potentially be voting in?
Yeah, look, I just try and like, it just depresses me if I think about it too much. But anyway, one of the things in this like 6 things that you didn't know were in it was like some sort of tax on something or other, which is going to make the house prices go even higher. No. So I was like, okay, mad.
Well, I literally had the same, not the tax fucking thing, because I have no idea about that, even though I did work in a bank, and did like mortgages and stuff. But I had the same conversation with my dad today about, I'm like, literally was looking at this property to buy, and I'm like, fuck, like I'm could pretty much buy it, but then it sort of like leaves me with nothing. And then I'm like, or do I just solidly save and don't think I'm better than everyone else for another 6 months or something, be in a more comfortable position? But then I'm like, oh, when does something like good like this pop up again? Anyway, so that's like that tears, fuck you, ScoMo, because that is not an easy solution at all.
No.
He's a fucking Marge, eh?
Keely and I were having a laugh today. Like, he just like puts himself into such silly little spots.
He is the silliest,
He's so
person,
silly.
let alone like the silliest leader that's going on. I thought
so
Trump was
silly.
a weird fucking guy.
He
like,
was silly too. I actually like Trump, like not his
No.
not his policies or anything. I just think him as a person is like a funny character. Like,
yeah.
if
Oh,
you-
he is a character.
but you know, like if you ever watch him in interviews, like the faces he makes, it's like a 4-year-old that hasn't been taught like social etiquette yet. He'd just be like, if someone's boring him, he'll just like
show it, yeah. And like, especially when like the whole COVID thing happened and like the China virus and whatnot, like it was like
he's the terrible.
And he's like basically like the leader of the world, unfortunately. Well, was the leader of the world, and it's like,
Yeah,
what hope does Australia have then?
Not now. Also, Boris is silly.
Boris?
Looks silly anyway. I don't know him personally. He just looks silly.
No, I don't know him on a
He
personal
looks
level.
like a character out of Little Britain.
Have we had this
Have we?
conversation?
Maybe we have. I don't know.
Because that is literally what I say to
Maybe we had it on the potty or something. But he definitely does. Because I think we did, and you were like, he looks like out of that show, and I think I was like, do you mean Little Britain? And you were like, yes.
Okay, fuck. Now we've jumped back in time.
Okay, sorry. But for anyone that didn't listen to that
Where
one,
are we?
for anyone that didn't listen to that one, I think he does definitely
Yeah,
look like
fucking
someone out of Little
I
Britain.
completely agree. Boris Johnson, you are a silly Billy.
Silly Billy.
Also, we've had legendary Shane Warne. His funeral was held tonight. So today's Wednesday, the 30th of March. It was either held this afternoon or tonight, but it was at the MCG. So I can guarantee it was all going to be like televised and everything. There was bloody music acts and everything. It was actually kind of be like a pretty big deal. We don't have a working television here.
Sometimes it works. We've decided that the television, it doesn't work because of excess moisture.
That's not going to help when...
But, well, La Nina, it's not helping my TV situation at all. So if she could piss off, we would love to be able to watch the telly in the lounge room.
Do you know what I want to say to La Nina? I want to tell her to... out of here.
Yeah, so I've had to put my dehumidifier behind the TV, sucking all the air, the moisture out of the air. But it is full, so I need to empty that and chuck it back on.
Well, behind the dehumidifier inside the television, Shane Warne's funeral is being broadcast tonight. So we're sending off the Spin King legend. So yeah, may him rest in peace, and
rest in peace.
all his kids were going to apparently speak at the funeral as well. So hopefully over the next couple of days I might be able to watch some footage of that. Yeah. Did you have any more?
Yeah, I do. And you know what? It's kind of like gone nicely into these ones because I'm actually going to bring it into a little bit of a sad note as well. One.
Wait, do you want me to keep that one?
No. I just meant like the funeral.
Oh, yeah.
What I was going to say was, one, tragically, which is another La Nina thing, Northern Rivers is literally flooding again. Like Lismore, Byron Bay is flooding again. And I think today the flood levy broke again, which is just like devastating.
Yeah, so it's horrible. It's horrible considering everything that we've seen on the news. Well, it's been devastation over the last, 2 or 3 weeks. They've just sort of got on top of things. They're almost on top of that mountain we were on, and then gosh, it comes back. And yeah, so anyone that listens, or if you know anyone, got family, friends in those areas, please know that we're thinking of you. And
yeah, so sad.
I'm sure there's plenty of like flood appeals and stuff. I've actually saw Great Northern were having, that's so random, but Great Northern had something on their Instagram about a flood appeal and stuff. So if people can get involved in that, try and help these guys, because it's not only like the damage and shit that it's done to the town, it's then, now a second cleanup.
It's so, honestly, I feel so sorry for them.
How's your like fam? Are they?
Yeah, they said they were flooding a little bit, but like not too bad. They're not into like the cars and that yet, but
shit, because you have the like river or whatever it is.
Yeah, Maxwell Flood's pretty hard. I mean, like, that's the thing. The last big flood, not that one, but the one before that, Mum and Dad lost one of their cars. But, like, and a bit of damage to the house, but not too bad. Like, they're a little bit more built up, like a touch.
Is Maxville, like, because if it is prone to flooding, is it hard for them to insure their houses and cars and stuff there?
It wasn't until the flood that they lost the car, because our house, like, even though our yard flooded every single flood, there'd been quite big floods and it had never gone into the house or that, like, it got into the sheds but not high enough to get to cars and yada, yada, yada. Because we were, like, a touch up from next door. Like, our next door neighbours have a real tough time because they have floods every time and their bottom level is literally on the ground.
I'm seeing a pattern here. We're up.
We're up
above a lot of people.
But anyway, like, their bottom floor also is on the ground. So if our bottom floor was on the ground, it would flood as well. But it doesn't. Anyways, now I think since that last one, it's a bit of a hoo-ha trying to get insurance.
That's what I mean. Like, Lismore, I think it's basically impossible to insure your
It's just,
home.
like, so expensive.
The insurance companies are just like, don't want to fucking touch that.
Yeah.
So it's just going to make matters a lot worse. And now for surrounding areas as well, it's going to affect them financially when it comes to insurance. I know this isn't a fucking banking podcast or anything, but we did get a little bit.
I had one more that was, like, a really sad one I felt like we needed to talk about.
Please go.
Was a Newcastle girl last Friday was murdered due to domestic violence. Literally just, like, thoughts and prayers with the family and the friends. Like, honestly, I am sick to death of seeing things like this. It keeps popping up and it's just, like, not fair. From listening to the story, she did everything that she could have. He was meant to be in jail. He got out.
She had AVOs.
She had an AVO. She'd called a few days earlier to say that she was worried about it, and then she called the night of saying he was trying to break in, and then nothing was done for her.
Yeah.
So it is just so sad.
We have a zero tolerance for any type of violence, really, let alone domestic violence. And this story was absolutely horrible. And like, I was looking at someone showed me her, like, TikTok page, and she had TikTok videos of her, like, posting the bruises and the marks and stuff that he'd left on her, and absolutely tragic that this piece of shit, sorry, he is, completely violated the law by breaking an AVO, and murdering this poor young girl in front of her child as well.
Yeah.
That young boy now is without a mother. Was it he the father of the kid?
No, I don't know this for sure, but I was pretty sure he wasn't the dad. But I don't think, like, the dad was in the picture. Like, I think she was doing it on her own.
Yeah. Fuck me. Anyway, that was horrible. And like you said, I've been seeing things pop up, and it's like 6 people this month or 6 women this month.
It's too many. If you are experiencing something like that, reach out to us even. Reach out to your friends. Get help. If you know someone that does that shit, like, call them out on it. Help your friends that are in that situation leave. Like,
let's start a conversation.
It's enough.
Yeah, it's enough is enough. And if we can help in any way, like Petey said, we're always got an ear to lend, and there are many foundations and stuff out there that can help with this. And rest in peace, because I'm sick of seeing shit like this.
Yeah, it's honestly sucks. We shouldn't have to.
Should we finish on something a little bit comical but sort of along the same lines?
Sure.
So I'm guessing everyone's now seen this trending around. Will Smith at the 94th Academy Awards the other night slapped comedian / actor Chris Rock in the face after he made a joke about Will Smith's wife. What's her name? Jada. Made a joke at the expense of her hair and alopecia condition. And so Will Smith, he kind of made the joke. They kind of like laugh.
Yeah, bit of a laugh.
You can see the missus roll her eyes, and next minute Will gets up, storms up, slaps.
The whole thing was just etched. Like,
I want to know your opinion.
My opinion is I have always found it like so wild that people are like happy to make a scene like that, just in any situation. Like,
but do you think? And like, I know now we're going real deep. A rugby league podcast going really, really fucking deep. Do you think like Academy Awards, Oscars, like Will Smith ended up winning like the main award or whatever? Chris Rock, also an actor, isn't he like the zebra in Madagascar or something? I think. I don't know. Someone can correct me on that. I couldn't look it up.
Know.
She bloody played the missus. She is in The Matrix and shit like that.
Yeah. They're all actors, yes.
Do you think...
At the Oscars.
At the Oscars.
It makes sense.
Actors at the Oscars. Do you think it was staged?
Oh...
Because like, I would be pissed off. Like,
I kind of feel like if it was going to be staged, he wouldn't have had the little chuckle first. You know? I get the feeling he would have been like, who's that for?
Just be careful. What comes...
I won't say anything.
No.
No.
What I was to find a photo. But
what I was going to say was I don't think it was that stage because he like...
Where the fuck?
I feel like it wasn't staged, and I also feel like anyone that makes like just chill, like who makes that bigger scene? Like it's literally the type of shit like used to happen in Maxwell where people would have like screaming matches and throw shit at each other in the Woolies car park, and I would always look at them and think that is so weird that
That's
you're happy to do that in public. Everyone's looking at you, but these people are doing it on a global stage, which is like...
If you want my personal opinion, because I'm sure Will Smith fucking cares, he should have been the bigger man and just like either did the
Yeah.
rolled their eyes as they did and maybe said something to him at the after party privately, or they should have just got up and left.
Yeah.
I know that's making a scene.
Or you just look over at Jada and you go, "You're right, mate." She goes, yeah, it's fine. It's just a joke. And look, yeah, it isn't nice to make jokes at the expense of people's medical conditions, and I think that's bad as well. But like,
man, the amount of people that fucking rip me off about my thin hair, like I can understand why she fucking... I wish someone would slap the people that rip me and Brooke Walklade off for having thin hair. But then I'm like, I've just pulled up a quote. It must have come from his Twitter or something. Will Smith's come out and said, "Violence in all of its forms is poisonous and destructive. My behaviour at last night's Academy Awards was unacceptable and inexcusable. Jokes at my expense are a part of the job, but a joke about Jada's medical condition was too much for me to bear and I reacted emotionally," blah, blah, blah. There's some more stuff there, but like, yeah.
it sounds like a man that's just got a lot going on in his life, eh?
For someone who just won the fucking main award as well,
Yeah.
do you reckon just like everyone's just having a 6 out of 16 week?
Yeah, probably. It's
Do
probably
you-
the stars. Has he checked his co-star recently?
Oh, that's something I need to get into a better habit of doing.
I normally just check it when I'm having a bad time and I just think, oh, that's
Remind
nice
me when
that
we
explains
finish
it.
I brought a notepad.
Check co-star.
Co-star. I've got a reminder to do my Wordle every day.
I haven't done that today. I'll have to get on it.
Was that it for the mentionable notables?
I think so. It was a very indulgent start to the podcast.
It was. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. I'm going to try and steer clear of like rugby league shit at the start. Do our rugby league shit now, but like really hit the hard subjects, because Peter and I, when we put our heads together, and we're not even on the beers because we're off the beers. Yeah. That's right, universe. We're off the beers.
Or are we? I don't know what I'm doing this weekend.
Well, we don't know. I'm at work, so I better fucking not be. All right, let's talk some NRLW. So we had our last round of round games, obviously, before the semi-finals kick off. Dragons defeated the Roosters 16-10. Bit of a tight game. Dragons, again, are just like
looking
too hot to trot. I will say, Jess Surgis, our favourite Roosters player, made a fucking mad break down the sideline. Pretty much almost did a full length. And Emma Tonegado fucking snatched her up, did this mad like legs tackle. So
Aussie Sevens players are generally pretty
really
quick.
fast. So yeah, look, the Roosters' defence was a bit clunky. So I don't know how they're going to go against the Broncos next week, because the Broncos fucking killed it. Yeah. Titans defeated our Newcastle Knights 14-10, so they knocked them out, unfortunately. Newcastle got off to a fast start. Paige Parker got a great bounce off a kick that landed pretty much on her chest. She got over. And then, I don't know. What have I got here? Actually, no. One thing I did want to mention about the Knights game, forward Phoebe Desmond, she just did this like fucking barnstorming run. Early ball, barnstorming run. She had about 30 metres to go and she was just like charge, and then just got fucking chopped right on the line and then coughed it up. And it was like, would have been so good. But anyway, Titans got the bickies and they move into the... Do they move into the finals?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah,
I think it's Eels and Knights that miss out.
Yeah, Eels and Knights. You are correct, Petey. Last game for the NRLW, the Broncos whopped the Eels' asses, 38-4. I'm pretty sure fucking everyone fucking scored a try. The only try that Para got was from their forward, Ellie Johnson. She had another good run. She had about 30 metres to make. And
I did see that try.
yeah, that was good.
It was good.
Another barnstorming run. That might be
Barnstormer.
I think that's the word of the day. Our Weap, Millie Boyle, she also played an enormous role. 22 runs, averaging at over 240 metres, 105 PCMs, which post-contact metres, which I thought was amazing considering she's been eating porridge and hard-boiled eggs for the last...
Maybe it helped.
Maybe that's what we all need to start doing. Millie, reach out.
Fuck pre-season, just do SAS.
Ali Briganshaw, everyone knows her. She actually had a pretty impressive try as well, where she kind of just like threw the dummy and just fucking scooted straight up the guts.
Straight up the middle, yeah. I did see
Barnstormed
that.
straight up the middle. And
fucking barnstormed right around the ladies.
and no one could catch her. But so we do see the Knights and Para drop off, and it will be Dragons versus Titans on Sunday. Both the games are on Sunday. Sorry, Dragons versus Titans on Sunday, and the Broncos versus the Roosters the game after. So a couple of good games, and I really, really, really fingers crossed hope that our Chooks can sort of pull their shit together.
Yeah.
And just can make those tries because we want to see that.
We do.
All right, NRL, let's whip through this. So the week that was, round 3, Cronulla, obviously too hot, 36-10 over the Dragons.
12?
What did I say?
10.
Yeah, add 2. 10 plus 2, 12. Regardless, they fucking flogged them. Yeah. And Nico Hines is so fucking hot. He's so fucking good.
Yeah.
And him and Moylan are just like sexy playing together.
Yeah.
Next game was the New Zealand Warriors defeating the Tigers 16.
I was playing sevens, so can't
you were playing sevens, and I actually messaged you to ask if you were watching this game because the only good thing that happened was, and forgive me, I can't remember the Tigers winger. He was making a barnstorming run down the sideline, and Reece Walsh absolutely witched him.
I did watch a video of that.
Out off the sideline, and I was like, holy moly, that was hot. Other than that, that was the most boring game of fucking football I've ever watched. And I'm so disappointed I watched it on my phone at work because it like fully zapped my battery.
Beautiful.
So let's move on to the next fucking worst game of football I've ever seen.
I don't want to watch it. Don't want to talk about it.
Don't want to talk about it. I didn't even write notes for it. So South obviously defeated our beloved Chooks.
We're unlucky.
28-16.
We're very unlucky.
We were unlucky. I will say this, and I will say this because this is our show and we're allowed to say whatever we want and we can be completely biased or whatever. I felt like we were a bit unlucky, like
done by?
In the refereeing
I thought so too. I've actually spoken to people that aren't Chooks fans that agreed with me there.
There were a lot of penalties in that first half awarded to Souths, and it was like for offsides and shit, and I was like...
But then they were never onside?
Well, but I'm like... Fuck, man, do I need to have like a protractor or something out? Because what is this cunt fucking cross-eyed or something? Like, why is... But anyway, I thought we were a bit hard done by there. I do also want to just make one quick note that James Tedesco, one of the greatest player to play the game right now, does not need to do silly...
He was being a bit silly.
He was being silly.
That's all right. You can have a silly week. I mean, he might have been having a 6 out of 16 week as well.
He fucking oath he had a 6 out of 16 week. And
But in his personal life, you never know.
yeah, we don't know what was going on personally, but when you're throwing, like, there was a lot of, like, flick passes. And
They were actually going willy-nilly.
like, they were so willy-nilly. That was ScoMo silly. Like, that's how silly they were.
They were, yeah.
And I'm like, what? I'm like, bruh, what the fuck are you doing? Man, by the time that game ended and I actually had to go and do some work, I was in the filthiest mood. There was no way I wanted to front the crib room after that.
Yeah, no, we watched it on the way home from Sevens, like, on the phone, and I went straight to bed.
I didn't even message you because I'm like, nah, I don't even want to fucking talk about it.
No.
I will say, Cam Murray, the captain for the South, we will give credit where credit is due. He did have a barnstorming great game.
He had a barnstormer.
He had a barnstorming great game. But we'll get to his stats. But yeah, he played well. Should we move on?
Yes.
Saturday, Penrith defeated Newcastle Knights 38-20. This is where...
Logged them with literally, like, their reserve grade side.
Literally with their reserve grade side, and also Newcastle only had fucking 12 men on the field for the majority of the game.
Yeah.
Special shout out to Taylor May, the 5. What is that? Is that a winger?
Winger.
For his hat trick. Is he? I'm pretty sure he was in the boxing.
That's Tyrone May's brother.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure he was the
was.
one who fought Freddie Lussick and
He
absolutely Freddie Lussicked him.
I get the vibes that Taylor May is much better than Tyrone May.
Yeah, I think that.
I
just-
wasn't a big Tyrone May fan.
I'm not a big Tyrone fan at all.
No.
But no, he was fantastic. And who else got a double? Isaac Tago. He was fucking.
Tago's a gun.
He's a fucking gun too. So that was probably one of the more exciting games of the round. Actually, no, the next game I think was probably the most exciting.
Yeah.
Parramatta Eels defeating the Melbourne Storm 28-24. Now, I don't know whether we spoke about this on the show, but I had heard fucking birds whispering. Melbourne haven't beaten Parramatta since like Smith played 9 or something. So like in 3 or 4 games now, Para have beaten them. So I don't know how we missed that.
Well, lost in 2 games last year.
Yeah, they lost both their games last year.
And yeah,
And Smith might have been
basically, I think that they've got a little bit of the yips around Para. Storm have the yips about Para.
They're scared. They're scaredy cats.
Silly scaredy cats.
ScoMo scaredy cats. They just don't like taking barnstorming runs against Para.
They weren't up for a barnstormer.
No, they weren't.
And you know who was up for a barnstormer?
Para.
Ray Stone.
Ray motherfucking Stone. He had a blinder. I love that he scored in like the 78th minute, and then Seals, like none of these losers can kick the field goal to like get it. Sorry, I shouldn't say losers. Like actually,
They're both great teams.
Pappy and Mitch Moses, both hot boys of the game, and obviously Pappy iced it last week. But when Mitchell Moses kicked the upright, and Ray Stone was the
Only barnstormer inside.
only one who was barnstorming towards that ball, and when the poor bugger fucking steps off his right foot, does his ACL, rolls over the white line, plants the fucking dot on the ground.
You can't help but think that's his moment, though. Like,
That was
yeah,
his-
you've done your ACL, but that was probably going to be the biggest moment of your season anyway, Ray Stone.
Yeah, Ray Stone of like being the worst hooker in the world. Like, did he play for Para last year, or is that?
Yeah, he played for Para last year. He's just not a hooker. They made him play for hooker.
Yeah, so
play
he
hooker.
couldn't throw a ball out of dummy half, but he could snap guys in half.
Yeah.
That's what we loved him for.
Yes.
You know, that game was great. It was like try for try, lots of excitement. But yeah, Melbourne are scaredy cats.
Yeah.
We like to see that.
They got the yips.
Got the yips. Another interesting game, Canberra Raiders 24 defeating the Gold Coast Titans 22.
Yes.
Now, Petey, the only interesting thing about this is that the Titans were winning 22-0 at halftime, and at full time, Canberra had won 24-22.
It's almost like they were, like, neither team was playing against the defence for either half. It's like the Titans came and were like, all right, we'll play half one against each other, though. You guys stay off. We'll just see how many
You know
points
how
we can
like
score, like at a bit of a team run, bit of a training run, and then we'll jump off the field and you do a training run and see how many points you score, and we'll see who wins.
It's like how in NFL they've got like the offense and the defense.
Yeah.
It's just the offenses playing against one another.
Yeah.
Because Titans just melted. They got the yips really fucking bad at half
and am
time.
I mistaken, or are Canberra not normally a second half team? Is that true?
I don't know. I don't have much to say
I
about
don't really
Canberra.
have like a.
I'll say
I
one
don't have
thing.
facts about that, but I feel like they might not be a second half team,
Normally, but they were because
They definitely were.
I think the Titans got into the sheds and got on that same fucking high. They rode in on the
They
high horses that we
did.
were on, and as they came out, they got yipped. And
The universe has something to say when you get on your high horse.
yeah, so just bear that in mind, Titans, that the universe is always listening.
She is.
She is, and she can be a little bit of a sometimes, and we're learning it the hard way, and you fucking lost your 2 points from it. Sunday's games, look, they weren't really that exciting. Cowboys defeated the Broncos.
Flogged the Broncos. The only thing I was going to say is what I said. I said this to you before the podcast. Like that very first game in round one, where Dogs versus the Cowboys, and they lost. Dogs lost by a conversion. And everyone was like, "It's the spoon bowl." Yada yada yada. I'm thinking maybe it wasn't.
Yeah.
Bulldogs have been competitive in the last couple. And Cowboys have gone out and flogged some teams, so...
Yeah, well, Jeremiah
Nanai.
Fuck. My apologies. Scoring a hat-trick. Valentine Holmes was fantastic. He's playing, the best football that he's ever played. Chad Townsend's playing really well. Tommy Din's playing really well. It's scaring the shit out of me because we versed them this week in fucking North Queensland as well.
Screwy.
And I'm just hoping they get yipped for something. They get the yips somehow.
If we stop being silly, we'll be fine.
If we stop being... And Robbo's not there because he's got COVID. Someone get on the blower to Robbo and tell James Tedesco to hold the ball unless he's going over the try line. Yeah, look, and I agree with you there.
I thought Robbo was going to be there, but you know what? If Robbo's not going to be there, that's my excuse for next week if anything happens, but we will win. Look,
we will win. We always bounce back. Like you said, I think the Bulldogs, even though they did lose by a field goal, Daly Cherry Evans' neck kicked it, they still put up a pretty good fight.
Yeah, I thought they did too, and we were saying before, I think Manly was lucky to get that win.
Yeah. 100%.
Going well. And Manly is looking a bit...
rusty. Clunky.
I was going to say poo.
I like that better. Let's get that in the show notes.
That's a technical term.
Yeah, look, they're looking poo. And it's kind of funny because their jerseys look like poo.
They do look like poo.
Isn't the universe funny?
She's funny like that.
The universe is funny. All right, we'll move on to our Weps of the week. So they're our... weapons, but Wep for short. So we had Cam Murray from the South Sydney Rabbitohs, who got one try assist. He had 17 runs, 152 average running metres, 41 PCMs, 3 tackle breaks, 2 line breaks, 1 offload, and 42 tackles. And do you want to tell us who we had in our NRLW?
Our Wep of the week for the NRLW was Millie Boyle, SAS Queen. 19 hit-ups, 21 runs. I thought she had 22 when we were talking about her before. 238 average running metres, 104 PCMs, 4 tackle breaks, 1 offload, and 17 tackles.
So congratulations to our Weps, putting up some big numbers. So guys, players out there, if you want to make our Wep of the week, we need some barnstormers. We need some barnstorming activity.
We're going to be looking for some barnstormers this week.
Yeah, bloody oath we are. That takes us to our Chix Leaderboard, and so we've our 16 out of 6... Sorry, that's the wrong way. 6 out of 16 week is anything to go by. I got 4 from 8. You also got 4 from 8. We don't really have... Oh my God, Peter's on the podium. Alrighty, we have a podium. NRL Bell, Annabelle on 15 points, equal tied with the Snitch, Liz Kennedy, And in third place, we have Peter Salter, who still hasn't changed her name. That might be a good thing. Maybe I need to change my name and my photo. Now on the podium, congratulations. Tar, you're on the bottom. I don't know whether Tar's just not tipping anymore. Or...
You're one above Tar, but we have suspicions that Tar's not putting in her tips anymore.
So Tar, reach out because we might need to, confirm that. All right.
Nah, come on.
So just to clarify, I just want everyone to know behind the scenes, S&M by Rihanna, she actually wrote that song specifically for this segment.
For this segment, yeah.
S&M, Star and Marge, S&M, Star and Marge, S&M, Star and Marge.
Yeah, it was nice of her to do that.
It was lovely to do it. She did it for free and super easy for me to just get it off the internet and put it on the roadcaster. Petey, who's your star?
My star this week is the fact that footy is back this weekend for me. I'm very keen to play some footy. Hopefully...
Rah-rah's back, baby.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait to come watch you play. I did say to Petey that when I have a weekend off, I'm even going to try and make like a super lame like game day video.
Yeah, I'm keen.
Of her.
Oh my, I'll have to show you this video that I saw one time.
I hope you like let me in the sheds with you and shit because I'm coming in and I'm running out on the field. No. So I'm actually giving my star to someone that we mentioned, Ray Stone, of snapping his ACL to win the game.
AFL.
Snapping his ACL to get the match winner against the Scaredy Cats Melbourne Storm. Like, that was such a star effort, and it's actually such a shame that you're like out for the season now,
Oh my
bruh.
God, such a bittersweet moment, but well done, Ray Stone.
Refresh my memory, is he going to the Dolphins?
No.
Spread that. I don't know.
I think the bald one you're thinking of is Mark Nichols.
I know he's going there, but
I mean, Ray Stone might be. I'm not sure.
look.
Oh well, get him if he is. Get him up into their rehab right now. Get Wayne working on his bloody knee and yada yada yada.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay, that's confirmed. It's nice that we can kind of like look shit up on the go.
Yeah, get up into your fresh facility. Go rehab that knee.
Go rehab.
And you know what? You be fresh for the 2023 season with the Dolphins.
With the Dolphins and with Wayne and with...
Go get a hug from Wayne.
And Mark Nichols. Because that's all they have at the moment.
And Felice Kafusi.
And Kafusi.
Bromwich.
And Bromwich. They've got all these fucking barnstormers. Be scared. Be prepared for when we verse the Dolphins.
Couple of barnstormers. Floppy knees.
Low tackles.
Yes, very
God, La Nina's really making a scene out there.
I don't know if you can hear it, but it's hissing down outside.
All right, wrap it up. Who's your Marge?
Myself. I give it to myself for being a fat lard.
That's so funny because I've also self-marged myself.
Crab and I both are Marges this week for being fat lards and
we're fat large
getting
Marge.
on our high horses over nothing.
Yeah, we need to put the saddle away. Actually, just take the horse out the back and shoot it because we're not getting back on that. And that's why we've both been self-marged. And that's it. No more self-margings for at least
I swear to God,
anyway.
if I have to self-marge myself again, I'm going to be very disappointed in myself.
Oh, shit. All right. NRL Round 4? Yeah, 4. All right, so then we're just going to obviously tell you who we're tipping. We don't go into the analytics because that's not what you come here for. You want to know who we're tipping because we're obviously really good at it.
I'm coming third, so...
Maybe go with Peter's more than mine. All right, Thursday night, Titans versus Tigers.
Titans,
Same.
obviously.
So 2 Titans. Friday night, we've got Sharks versus the Knights.
Obviously the Sharks.
×2, I'm going for the Sharks. All right, Panthers versus the Bunnies. Now, this is our margin game to the Chix.
I went Panthers by 8.
I've gone Panthers by 10. Close. My margin is so disgusting at the moment, it's not funny.
Yeah.
I think mine's the highest.
I was glad I picked a little baby margin for the...
yeah, I was thinking of you, the Bulldogs
Manly
game.
versus Bulldogs game. I mean, I still picked 6, but it's better than doing like a...
13, like
13.
I think I had 14 or something feral. Warriors, all right, Super Saturday, we got the Warriors versus the Broncos. Interesting.
I didn't have this circled originally, but I am going to go the Broncos.
Let's
I think that, yeah.
×2. I'm going to go them too. Manly versus the Raiders. Now, is this another one that we were...
No, I went the Raiders, but when we were looking on a betting app, they aren't the favourite. And I don't know if I have something, like, has something happened at the Raiders? Like, is someone out? We probably should have looked at the team list.
Well, I can quickly get it up.
Look, it doesn't really matter that much.
Because we've both gone for the Raiders.
Yeah, I've gone the Raiders.
Yeah,
Fuck
to be honest, I
Manly.
don't care. Like we said, Manly are poo, and
Manly
the
are
colour
poo.
of poo.
And I like the colour of the Raiders jerseys a lot better than the Manly jerseys.
And Raiders are second half teams, apparently. So we
Yeah.
don't have anything to worry about,
No, they'll be fine.
surely. All right, game of the round, and I'm terrified for it. The Cowboys versus the Roosters.
I've gone the Roosters, of course.
Obviously, times two, we've gone the Roosters, but this is actually going to be a good game.
Yes.
Absolutely pissed off that I'm at work again, but I will be draining my phone battery for that as well.
Yes.
Sunday Arvo, Storm versus our doggies.
Doggies have been holding in, but it's obviously Storm.
I don't think the Storm lose 2 weeks in a row.
They rarely lose 2 weeks in a row. Generally, when the Storm lose, the next week they come out and put whatever team they verse into the ground.
Yeah.
Like, literally into the ground. So,
Should we change that to like fucking 80
No,
plus?
no.
No, we're not touching the metrics of anything.
we'll talk about that later.
Last game, Parramatta Eels versus the Dragons.
I've gone Para.
I've also gone Para. So
All the same this week.
we've all gone the same. So, look, hopefully no one from our Chix tipping comp goes the same as us and we just barnstorm in front of everyone else.
Yeah, I hope they pick all the opposite and they all lose. Our luck, they'd pick all the opposite and then the
Win.
opposite would all win.
Well, actually, all the home teams won last week. That was a little
Really?
fun fact that I noticed when I was
didn't
putting
even
this
notice.
together. All right, so we've got our penthouse multi, which if you didn't pick up the theme of 6 out of 16, that was the number of right bets that we got from the penthouse multi. We don't know what they are. We don't care. It's in the past. We're not living in the past. We're on to a new, fresh week. What were we going to call this? Obviously, it's still the penthouse.
Well, look, the thing is that, like, the idea of this multi is you put on $1 and you can buy a penthouse. But after ScoMo's comments, we are just like,
being conservative.
piss off. We don't want a penthouse this week. We will next week. This week, we just want to
Feel
fill
comfortable.
up the wallet.
We
Fill
just
up our
want
wallet with a bit of money.
We just want to feel comfortable.
We just want to be comfy.
We just want nice tracky pants, good pair of socks, a good fitting hat, nice hoodie,
Yeah.
comfy, good
Go
friends,
Get your hair done. No beers at the pub, but maybe a feed.
a feed, a fucking lemonade and watermelon, but with no vodka in it because they were fantastic.
So this time we've gone with a basic bitch multi.
We've gone with the basic bitch. So we'll go 1 for 1.
This one you could buy yourself a night or two in the penthouse. And then not buy a penthouse.
It could be a month's mortgage repayment. I don't know. If you already,
I don't know, if you've already bought a house.
if you've got a house, you might.
If
be
you
able-
heard ScoMo's speech today and went, shit, all right, and you've bought one in the last couple of hours,
this could be your first monthly repayment.
it could be a repayment.
And you're welcome, by the
Yeah.
way. All right, so we've gone Titans head-to-head into Asako anytime.
Yes. Asako, notable mention, which we didn't say, he obviously had that immediate release to the Titans from the Broncos. He is
Yes.
playing this week. I think Campbell's out.
Yes.
Um,
Rib injury.
yes, so he is playing. So we put him to score. We reckon he's going to come in, try and earn a spot.
Rip and tear. Well, we fucking hope. Who have we got second?
Oh, sorry. Sharks head-to-head with Ronaldo Mulatalo, anytime try scorer.
Easy money there.
Yeah.
Penrith Panthers head-to-head with Stephen Crichton, anytime try scorer.
I think that we've gone really hot this week. Broncos head-to-head with Herbie Farmworth, anytime try scorer.
Okay, actually, now that you mention it, we have gone
I know,
really
I'm looking
hot.
at all these try scorers and I'm like, these are the
Because-
biggest honeys. We should have called it the honey multi.
We might actually rename it. Because,
Basic honeys multi.
because we've gone Raiders head-to-head into Nick Kotrick, a fucking sexiest man in Raiders territory, anytime try scorer.
Roosters head-to-head into Daniel Tupou, anytime try scorer. Hot.
Hot. Storm head-to-head, Xavier Coates returning, hot boy, anytime try scorer.
and Para head-to-head with Bailey Simonson. Anytime try scorer, who is also a honey.
Fucking hottie. And I think I've spelled his name very wrong there.
No. I think that's right. No. Or I think maybe one. I don't know. We'll work that out later.
Who cares? But anyway, Peter, give us the money. What's the money for the hot boy basic bitch?
It's going to be $1,957.27.
But
if you power play it, $2,410.73. So
yeah, so if you
that wouldn't hurt.
If you do have the PPs up your sleeve, shout out to
as we always say, use them. If you've got a power play, use it. Don't hold on to them because they go away, and the more you use, the more you get.
Yeah, if you don't lose it, you use it, and obviously gamble responsibly. Now, this is for $1, and if you win your first month's mortgage repayment, it's on us. So there you go.
On the money you win, yes. Don't come at us.
The money that you win. But anyway, that'll be posted on the page either tonight or tomorrow. But before the fucking game, get your fucking dollars on there and let's do it. Now, we're bringing back a little, I'd say, fun little segment that we had.
Yeah,
we don't
personal fave of mine.
We don't have a button. Welcome back to Listener Questions.
That sounded quite good. Okay, let's rip into these. Our first question is, if Knights were to lose Ponga, who should they target?
When can he go?
He has to make the decision midway through this year.
The only person off the top of my head I can think of is Hot Boy Reece Walsh, because I know he is off contract and wants to come back to Australia, but I don't know if he wants to come to Newcastle. There's nothing.
Wouldn't mind running into him around Newcastle.
You might see me at the Cambridge a little bit more. You'd see me. I'd be making a couple more appearances at the Cambridge, I think.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's hard. It's hard because I don't know if you know what? Now they got Joey there. I reckon a young one on the rise could be good, like a Reece Walsh or a Dane Laurie. I'm a big Dane Laurie fan, but that's just me. But I think someone like that under a good coach, I think Dane Laurie under Joey
would be amazing.
Go so well. Even if you sort of want to splurge on other positions and you get someone reliable like Will Kennedy, he is such a gun. I don't think they'll get rid of him now from Sharks. They'll keep him there. But
no, especially how good they're going.
Oh yeah, he is so reliable.
Mr. Reliable.
What about Mr. Chance? Chance might not like Canberra. Canberra's been inconsistent. If Knights start getting a few wins up their sleeve, maybe they could chase someone like Chance.
But that's the thing, Chance is so fucking good. But
Chance is so good.
His try on the weekend, it was just a little kick and he basically scored it with his face, right on the dead ball line. It was hot.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'd just like to see a hot boy, really.
Yeah, bring some hot boys to Newcastle. If you're going to get rid of Ponga, he's sort of got that vibe about him, so you want to replace
Do you personally think he'll go? Look, the world's weird.
I reckon it's literally going to depend on how many wins they get until his date.
They've only had one loss, and they played.
That's what I mean.
And they played Panthers.
That's what I mean. They're winning, which makes me think,
he might stay.
He might stay.
He might.
And you know what? If he's getting the good oil from Joey, he'd be like,
why would I want to go somewhere else?
Honestly, if he's learning lots there and he's they're playing pretty good footy now, I think they could possibly keep him. But thank you so much for the question. I think they're up shit creek if they lose Ponga, but hopefully they could find a replacement if he does leave.
Well, to be honest, they've played all right considering he hasn't been there. But but he still is their X
He is there I don't know. But that's the thing. I think a young my end question, I would be chasing Dane Laurie. I think you could get him pretty cheap. He'll be wanting to get away from the Tigers. He's a young hot boy, and Joey could really whip him into shape.
Should we just cement in Dane Laurie?
Yeah.
Dane Laurie.
Yeah, that's who
Final answer.
Dane Laurie.
Locked in.
This is a question from Liz. Liz, our resident snitch, who we love, which we can't really call you a snitch as much anymore. You're not at the top of the ladder. Maybe we'll have to start calling Bella snitch.
No, I don't know. Liz will somehow claw her way back up there with her zero fucking
hers one just says, can we go to Antojitos for dinner on Saturday night? And I'm definitely in because anyone knows I love Antojitos and I love Liz. So
I'd love to come, but I'm at work, and I also love you, Liz.
I don't know what that was meant to say.
It was meant to say so, not do, but please don't read it
out. All right, another
Idiots typing
question.
in.
It's just idiots on our page. No. We love and respect all of you. Do you think the Socceroos will make the World Cup? Now, I have information on this. I was talking about this today.
I'm glad you do, because I was meant to research them and then I got fucking carried away doing something
the Socceroos just lost like last night or maybe today or something to Saudi Arabia 1-0.
Yep.
They've now lost two games and drawn a game, and they've only got one more proper game until like the World
real
Cup.
Deal.
So if they don't win this, to get into the World Cup, the Socceroos need to beat United Arab Emirates.
Yep.
And then they'll go in a playoff against Peru to see who makes it into the World Cup.
Ooh, I don't like that.
Yeah, so if they don't make it, it will be like one of the first times in a long time, apparently, that the Socceroos haven't been in the World Cup.
Look, I don't know a lot about soccer at all. Really, I don't. But I'm hearing the word Peru.
Yeah, I said Peru.
And Peru's the one that's making me yip a little bit. Because I feel like they're soccer people.
Yeah, I think
or football people, or whatever the correct analogy term. United Arab
so it's like
Emirates,
even if they do beat United Arab Emirates, they've still got to beat Peru.
I don't know how they play any sport over there. It is so fucking hot.
But they'll be, I hope they do, but I'm not feeling confident about it. I'm not feeling confident for our boys.
So I'm going to cement in my answer, lock my answer in, and no, because I've got yipped by Peru.
Yeah, Peru's got in your head.
And
then if it's in your head, it's probably in the Socceroos' head. Let's just say that.
Yeah, because I channel their energy. Good luck to them, but
yeah, good luck to the Socceroos.
Someone post in and let us know how they're going, because I probably will forget to look.
We'll put up the questions again next week. If they've played, let us know. I certainly won't know. I didn't even know these games were on today, and I was talking with her.
I didn't even know there was a World Cup.
No, I didn't either.
There was a World Cup when I was on in France a couple of years, 2015, because they hung a big soccer ball off the bottom of the Eiffel Tower, and it looked like a big testicle.
Yeah, look, I don't follow it, but my sister does, and she was having a bit of a
She
yarn.
can be our resident soccer.
Yeah, she's the soccer expert. This one, I actually want to preface the question because I was at the pub on Saturday and I got absolutely ripped to shreds by some fans of the show about talking shit about the Tigers, and I said, look, I don't think we're that bad. Anyway, this question comes in from a Tigers fan, and it says, the Tigers may never win again. This isn't a question. I'm just sad. And you know what? Your other Tigers fans, look, even your own fans think that you're shit.
Yeah.
So don't come at me for just trying to tell the truth.
We come on here with our own opinion, which is generally correct. If you look at the fucking ladder.
If past is to tell you anything.
Look, thank you to that listener question, because it just basically cements everything that we've been saying. The Tigers are poo also.
Yeah.
They're also the closest colour to poo.
Yeah.
I mean, if you have a
You know what? If you mix together Manly and Tigers colours.
If you eat like a really spicy Indian dish, that could be the colour.
That could be.
So, look, you don't see many purple poos or fucking tricolours poos.
You do not see many tricolour.
And if you do, fucking please seek medical attention immediately, because that's concerning. But also send that in, because we'd love to see that as fucking Chooks fans. But yes, Tigers still suck in my opinion, and I don't see, like I said, the game against the Warriors was the most boring game of NRL that I've watched in a long time. Like on both parties, but like of course the Tigers were in it.
Yes.
I love that you got peppered for that. I got peppered at the engagement party for it as well.
I think it was by the same fans.
Oh, well, there you go. Shout out to the Andersons.
Shout out to the Andersons.
We love you guys. We love you. We just
love
think
you.
you can be better.
We do love you. We don't love the Tigers.
Is that it for the...
That is all, and I had a little bit of fun doing those.
That was fun. So let's bring them back, and if you liked that, please make sure that you pop in your question. It doesn't have to be anything football related. It can literally be what type of toothpaste we're using at the moment.
Absolutely anything. If you want some advice.
If you want advice, I'd love to give advice on this podcast.
Well, like as you hear from every week, we don't follow great advice, but we can give good advice.
We can give good advice. We'll try anything once. If you want to dare us to do something that doesn't involve alcohol, because we might not be drinking this weekend. But yeah, look, guys, if you've made it this far, thank you so much for listening. If you can please do what I said at the start of the show, like, subscribe, 5 stars, share on your stories. We really do appreciate it. And thank you everyone for writing in. And thank you to Dr. V. I'd like everyone to stay hot and sober this weekend because that's what I'll be doing and what Petey will be doing. All right, see you guys.
All I do is win, win,